Is zero defects an effective North Star for operational excellence? Stick around to find out.
This is a continuous improvement movement reserved for the few with the grit to prove it. Everybody claim, but the click exclusive. Many pursue, but it's too elusive.
We are going to talk about an article released by Forvia.com, and the article is titled Quality in the Automotive Industry, Striving for Excellence with Zero Defects. This article talks about how quality is the main differentiator in many highly competitive industries, such as the automotive industry. What are your thoughts about that?
We're talking about a car.
Yes.
And for a lot of people, a car might be the most biggest ticket item that they ever purchase in their life, right?
Other than a house.
Between a car and a house, and if you got kids that go to college, we're talking about another big ticket item. So when you're gonna go lay down, $30, $40, $50,000, you're gonna want that thing to last. And you're not gonna want to have problems with it every couple of days or weeks or months or whatever. So yeah, quality is paramount. So we're talking a 20-year asset. Quality also has a big deal to play in whether or not you can resell that car in a few years when it's time for you to upgrade and get a different car. So yeah, for something like that, we're talking vehicles, industrial equipment, a house, right? Where it's an investment that could take a whole lifetime or a big chunk of your life to recover or repay. So yeah, quality is a huge deal. Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't want to be spending extra money and getting it fixed or
Absolutely. Cost of
doing-
repairs, cost of maintenance, all that is a downline reflection of quality.
And so, Calvin, we know that customers are demanding the latest tech in all of these products.
Yeah.
So operational teams need a stronger tech acumen in order to approach this customer demand.
Yeah. I mean, as the article points out, there is a more faster or more rapid degree of transformation taking place inside of companies and outside of companies. We're talking environmental, we're talking technological, we're talking social, political, pretty much across the board. So operations teams, in order to drive a more cohesive and more productive relationship with the broader world and especially the market in which they serve, they need to adapt too. And a big part of that adaptation curve is around technology. So there was a time when companies did continuous improvement in OpEx and 100% manual. I think those are days of the past.
Yeah.
I think those times are gone. And even when it comes to continuous improvement and tracking data and getting to the root cause, and we did a podcast not long ago where we saw a company that had pretty much a camera system studying every job being done on the shop floor at all times and can report out on opportunities for improvement in safety, quality, productivity, and all the rest. So gone are the days where you got an industrial engineer standing beside the production line with a stopwatch, right? Obviously, companies still do that, and it's still very common and ubiquitous, but the game is changing, and technology is the new play. In fact, customers are now demanding highly advanced technological packages. I can tell from personal experience, the last car we bought, my lovely wife decided we had to have the tech package. We had to have the top of the line tech package with the car. So, I think a lot comes with that. And operations teams need to be very comfortable dealing with technology, advanced technology, not just in the product itself, but also in the making and the manufacture and the processes used to build and distribute those products.
That's right. For example, this automotive manufacturer uses AI to maintain like the pulse of the quality in their operations. So technology is permeating everything.
Absolutely.
The process, even employee engagement and well-being is absolutely everywhere.
And there is no sign that that's going to ever change or go the other way. That's just the reality of it.
Right.
So the smart play, strategic play for workforce development is everybody needs to get on board and develop their tech acumen.
Mm-hmm. So, Calvin, we were talking about having a North Star. What are some of the principles that of an effective North Star for operational excellence?
Okay, I'll give you the short answer and then I'll give you the long answer, right? Short answer is that a good North Star is going to have three components. It's going to have a direction, meaning in what way are we going to improve? Is it going to be quality, safety, productivity, cost, morale, all the rest, right? And usually a single direction is better at a time. It's going to have distance, meaning how far are we going to improve? Are we going to improve from 10% to 80%, or we're going to improve from 50 to 60? Let's set the distance. And then it's going to have a deadline, meaning here's by when are we going to reach the target that we've set, right? That's the most powerful North Star you can have. Now, I got an illustration, a story from a personal experience that I'll share to help drive this point even further. I once worked for an organization, I'm not going to share the name, to protect the guilty. But at this organization, right before I joined, it was a corporate OpEx function. Right before I joined, their sort of North Star was 0 defects, right? Which is it is what it is, right? It's got direction, defects. It's got distance to 0, right? Not necessarily a deadline, but fair enough, not bad. So right before I joined, they decided to change that to business results, right? And I raised this as an opportunity for more clarity. Hey, business results is very general. It's very broad. Every result is a business result, right? So in a sense, the direction went from, hey, this is what we're trying to achieve. I can communicate this to anybody in a matter of seconds, to something that's very general that everybody is also trying to do, but in their own unique way. For example, a safety function is trying to create a more safe working environment. Quality is trying to drive better quality. This OpEx function was driving business results, which is, anybody can assign any meaning to that they want. So it's not so clear, right? How do you know if you're succeeding from day to day, week to week, month to month? You just don't know. So, I think, from that story, a North Star needs to have direction, distance, and deadline, but it also has to be galvanizing. Right? It has to be something that inspires people toward giving their time and talent and gifts and everything else that they have to give to that mission, right?
Right.
Again, I like the moon mission of the 1960s, where Kennedy said, we're going to put a man on the moon and back by the end of the decade, right? That's something any 2 or 3-year-old can conceptualize and say, yeah, I like that. I can buy into that.
Right. I want to participate.
I want in, right? So I think for an OpEx function, a good North Star would be something that's crystal clear, again, the 3Ds, but also something that galvanizes the organization toward doing something better, right? I mean, ideally it'd be something the customer wants to. In the automotive example, 0 defects or, a quality type of goal is great, because that's one of the biggest competitive advantages you can have in that industry. So take your industry, what's the biggest competitive advantage you can have? Line up your OpEx functions North Star around that, and that's probably a good way to go.
I love that. Calvin, thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Let's get better every day, and we'll see you again tomorrow. For daily news on operational excellence and how it relates to current events, check us out on the Ticket to Freedom podcast.
Simply subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay up to date on the latest developments in continuous improvement.